My beloved child, the whisper has been steady in your spirit, a gentle yet unshakable reminder that all is not at peace within your home. You have sensed it in the stillness of the night, when silence carried a weight heavier than words. You have noticed it in the distance of a gaze, in the sharpness of an unexpected response, in the quiet tension that lingers like a shadow in familiar rooms. This unease is not your imagination. It is the stirring of my presence within you, urging you to see what lies beyond the surface. You wonder why such burdens have settled upon the one you love, why moments that should bring joy instead bring restlessness, and why affection is sometimes met with distance. My child, you must understand this. What you see is not the sum of their choices alone. There are influences that weave quietly, unseen yet real, pushing them away from peace and leading them into confusion. These influences do not announce themselves openly, yet you sense their effects every day. Do not mistake this as hopelessness. If I allow you to perceive these shadows, it is not to crush your spirit, but to awaken it. I am showing you that there is more occurring than what eyes can see. While you perceive disconnection, I see the forces tugging at the heart of the one you cherish. Yet, even as these unseen pressures operate, know that I am present, greater than any adversary, and I have chosen you to notice, to care, and to intercede. You have carried questions quietly. Why does it feel like nothing changes? Why do prayers rise, but answers delay? Why do moments of closeness slip into silence? My precious one, I tell you plainly, not one of your petitions has vanished. They are safely kept within my presence, each word held as a seed. The soil may look barren now, but beneath it, unseen roots are forming. You will witness the fruit in due time. The weight you sense is not for you to bear alone. I call you into this moment so you may recognize the deeper battle, and also the deeper promise. For even as forces resist, my spirit is stronger. Even as confusion spreads, my clarity is near. Even as heaviness presses down, my peace rises to lift you. What troubles your heart now is only the outward sign of an inward conflict, and I will not leave you without guidance. You ask yourself if you are imagining things, if perhaps you have misread the situation. You replay conversations, wondering if you caused the distance, if somehow you are to blame. Hear me clearly. The unrest is not simply your fault or theirs. It is the symptom of a hidden struggle. The adversary longs to fracture the bonds I designed for unity, to plant hopelessness in your home, to whisper lies that make you question love itself. But my beloved child, those lies will not stand. Even in the midst of what looks like disorder, I am weaving a greater order. Every sigh, every prayer, every tear you release in silence has already reached me. The heaviness you feel is a sign of your calling. I placed you in this exact season to be more than a bystander. You are a guardian of peace, an intercessor, a vessel through which my presence flows into your home. Though you often feel weak, you must know this truth. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. Think of the moments in your past when trials loomed and you believed there was no way forward. Recall how I upheld you then, how unseen help carried you when your strength failed. That same power is moving even now. The unease you feel is not meant to sink you, but to anchor you closer to me. It is a reminder that human strength alone cannot mend what is broken, but my spirit can. Your loved one carries burdens unseen. Perhaps it is grief they never voiced, companionships that mislead them, disappointments that weigh heavy in silence. These struggles often appear in words spoken in haste or in the distance you now sense. Yet, deeper than their actions lies the true wound, and deeper still lies my ability to heal. My beloved, I see into their heart in ways you cannot. I know what weighs them down. I know what has scarred them, and I am already moving to restore. So allow your heart to settle, my child. The whisper of unease is not a sentence of despair, but a summons to awareness. I have stirred your spirit so that you will not overlook the hidden burdens. This is not the time to shrink back, nor the time to drown in worry. It is the time to rise gently, faithfully, in prayer and in presence. For I am with you, and I will not abandon the one you love. Let go of the fear that nothing will change. Let go of the thought that your efforts are unseen. Let go of the belief that you stand alone in this. For I am here, closer than breath, guiding your heart to see and to act. You are my beloved child, chosen not because of your perfection, but because of your willingness to listen. The stirring in your spirit is my voice, my call, my reminder that I have not forgotten you or your home. When night feels heavy, when questions remain unanswered, remember, I perceive every burden you carry. And though unseen forces resist, they will not prevail. My peace will cover your home. My strength will carry you. My love will heal what is broken. Do not turn away from the unease you feel, for it is a doorway into deeper understanding. I called you here so you may walk with me into restoration. My beloved child, take this first step with trust. Allow your spirit to settle, for I am near. What feels unsettled will not remain so. You are not abandoned, and neither is the one you love. Together, we begin this path of renewal. My child, you have begun to notice that the unease is not random. It is the invitation to awaken into a deeper knowing. What looks like disagreements, harsh words, or unsettling silence are not the true matters at hand. They are only outward signs of something more hidden, a conflict rooted in places you cannot see with your natural eyes. This is why your heart feels stirred without relief, because my spirit has placed within you a holy restlessness, not to harm you, but to keep you attentive to the truth beyond appearances. You wonder often, why does this person I love act in ways so unlike their true self? Why do moments of tenderness turn quickly into distance? Why do misunderstandings grow from such small beginnings? My beloved child, the answers do not lie in outward behaviors alone. These are but the surface ripples of a deeper current. There are forces that seek to exploit weaknesses, to amplify insecurities, to twist old wounds into present conflicts. And if you look only at what the eyes can see, you will grow weary, believing the struggle is against flesh and blood. But hear me clearly. It is not. I summon you to shift your sight. Look not merely at words spoken or choices made, but at the unseen roots. Behind each moment of tension lies a history, a pain carried quietly, or a whisper from an adversary intent on sowing division. Your loved one does not wake each day with the desire to harm you. Their heart longs for peace as much as yours. Yet they wrestle against pressures you do not yet fully grasp. And in this, my child, I call you not to despair, but to discernment. You have felt helpless at times, as though your prayers rise into silence. You have wondered if I hear at all. But know this truth, each prayer you have offered has reached me. Each tear you shed in solitude is stored by me. None has been wasted. While you believe little is happening, I am already active. I move in ways beyond your comprehension, shifting unseen realities, protecting your loved one from snares you cannot perceive, softening their heart even while you see only resistance. Consider how often you believed you stood alone, yet when you look back, you see my fingerprints in your story. I shielded you when danger brushed near. I comforted you when grief pressed too close. I strengthened you when you thought you could not take another step. That same faithfulness is with you now. If you will open your heart, you will recognize that the stirring within you is not hopeless anxiety, but divine preparation. I am positioning you to play a vital role in a design far larger than you imagined. Awakening, my child, is not always comfortable. To perceive what others cannot is both a burden and a blessing. You have sensed the weight of hidden struggles that others dismiss. Yet do not resent this awareness, for it is a mark of my trust. I have chosen you to stand in the gap, to see beyond surface arguments and recognize the true battleground. You are not left without guidance. I will teach you to discern, to know when to speak and when to remain silent, when to act and when to wait. Trust my timing. When you look upon your loved one, remember that their behavior does not tell the full story. There are sorrows they do not voice, companions who may mislead, fears they bury beneath a smile. This is why I call you to patience. This is why I urge you to respond with compassion. Not every cutting remark is meant for you. Not every silence is rejection. Sometimes it is the language of a soul weighed down by battles unspoken. So, my child, awaken to this deeper vision. Stop measuring progress only by outward change. Look instead to the quiet promptings I place in your spirit. That sudden urge to pray at odd hours. That persistent thought that will not leave. That moment of unusual tenderness in your heart. These are signs that I am working. Even now, as you listen, I am softening hardened places within your loved one, loosening chains that held them bound, and preparing their spirit for renewal. Do not confuse delay with absence. Do not mistake silence for neglect. What appears motionless on the surface often hides the greatest movement beneath. Just as roots grow quietly in the soil long before fruit appears, so too is transformation unfolding in places hidden from you. Your prayers, your patience, your faith are nurturing this unseen growth, and in time, what is now invisible will emerge in beauty. You may ask, "Why me, Lord? Why must I be the one to carry this weight?" Because, my beloved, I trust you. I see the depth of your love. I know the sincerity of your prayers. I recognize the strength I have already cultivated in you through past trials. You are not here by chance. You are here because I positioned you deliberately, to stand where others could not, to love when others would withdraw, to believe when others would despair. Awakening to this truth means you will begin to see differently. You will understand that your role is not to control, not to fix everything with human strength, but to remain steadfast, interceding with faith and acting in love. Your task is not to carry every burden, but to place them into my hands while remaining present as a vessel of compassion. My beloved child, I know this is not easy. I know the nights are long, the silence heavy, the waiting painful. Yet, I assure you, I am with you. Every sigh, every whispered prayer, every unspoken hope is gathered by me. I am not far. I am as near as your own breath, and the deeper knowing to which I awaken you is this: you are not battling alone. I contend for you. I contend for your loved one, and in the end my purpose will prevail. Therefore, take heart. Lift your eyes beyond the surface. Do not be consumed by what you see today. Fix your gaze upon me, for I am working in ways beyond your sight. This awakening is the beginning of a journey toward restoration, one step at a time, guided by my spirit, sustained by my strength, fulfilled by my promise. My beloved child, now that your spirit has awakened to deeper knowing, I draw your attention to the reality of the unseen conflict. This is not a matter of chance, nor a simple clash of personalities, nor a string of unfortunate circumstances. There are influences at work beyond your sight, subtle yet determined, seeking to stir confusion, to amplify wounds, to sow separation in the very place where love should flourish. I do not reveal this to alarm you, but to strengthen you with truth, for you must know what is truly at hand if you are to stand firm. The one you love has felt the pull of these unseen forces. Their choices may puzzle you, their reactions may wound you, their silence may trouble you, but I assure you, these outward expressions are not the deepest issue. They are the surface signs of a spiritual battle. Adversarial influences have tried to whisper lies into their heart, lies about their worth, lies about your love, lies about my presence. These whispers distort perception, making what is good appear fragile, and what is false seem secure. My child, I see every strand of this deception, and I am not idle. Understand this. You are not fighting against your loved one. You are not at war with their words or decisions. The true struggle lies beyond them, against forces that oppose my good, that resist peace, that seek to draw them into despair. If you direct your energy only at what you can see, you will grow weary. But if you recognize the deeper reality, you will understand why your role in prayer and faith is essential. You are not powerless. You are a defender equipped with my spirit. Think of the times when you prayed and felt nothing shift. You concluded perhaps your petitions were unheard or that change was impossible. Yet, even then, I was working. I was dismantling unseen chains, softening hardened ground, placing barriers where harm threatened, and creating openings where healing could enter. Your prayers were not in vain. They were part of a greater movement that stretches beyond what you can measure. My child, your words carry weight in the unseen realm. Each time you lift a sincere petition, it reverberates against the forces that resist. Every declaration of faith is like light-piercing shadow. Do not underestimate the strength of consistent prayer. The adversary wishes to convince you it is useless, that nothing is happening. This is the greatest lie, for in truth, much is happening, quietly, steadily, with precision. I align every element toward the moment of breakthrough. You have grown tired at times, haven't you? You have wondered if this struggle will ever end. You have asked why peace seems delayed, why the person you love seems distant even after all your efforts. My beloved, let me remind you, I am not slow. My timing is exact. What appears like delay is often preparation. I am arranging every thread so that when transformation emerges, it is lasting, not fleeting. Do not believe the voice that tells you your home will remain fractured. Do not accept the lie that your loved one is too far gone, too hardened, too wounded to change. These are the adversary's words, not mine. My truth declares hope where despair whispers, life where death threatens, unity where division lingers. I am faithful to complete what I began, and your household is not outside my care. You have sensed a weight around your loved one, haven't you? That subtle heaviness in their spirit, the guardedness in their eyes, the restlessness in their presence. These are signs of the battle. Their heart is pulled in conflicting directions, toward peace, yet tempted by influences that do not serve them. This is why patience is vital. This is why compassion must guide your steps. For harsh judgment only strengthens their defenses, but love, steady and consistent, disarms resistance and opens the way for healing. Even when your strength falters, mine does not. Even when your faith feels thin, I hold you steady. Recall the times in your past when despair nearly overcame you, and yet you found yourself standing still. That was not your own endurance alone. That was me, upholding you, carrying you when you could not walk. That same faithfulness surrounds you now. So then, how should you live in the midst of this unseen conflict? Walk with discernment, my child. Guard your own heart from bitterness, for resentment is a trap. Guard your words, for careless speech can either build or break. Guard your vision, choosing to see beyond the momentary frustrations to the deeper truth of my work. When discouragement whispers, return quickly to me. When confusion clouds your thoughts, lean on my wisdom. When fatigue overwhelms, rest in my presence. You are not expected to fight with human strength alone. You are invited to stand with me, to align your prayers with my will, to allow my spirit to move through you. This is why you feel the stirring that does not subside. It is not merely your concern, it is my spirit within you, activating you for a precise aim. You are chosen to intercede, to mend breaches, to hold ground in faith until restoration breaks through. And, my beloved child, know this with certainty. The battle is not endless. The adversary has limits. Its power is not absolute. My authority reigns supreme. Already, I am dismantling what was built against you. Already, I am loosening the hold of falsehood. Already, I am aligning circumstances that will open the way for renewal. You will see the fruit of what is now unseen. Trust me in this. Hold this truth close. No prayer you have offered has vanished. No act of love has been wasted. No tear has been forgotten. They all form part of a shield, a defense that weakens the adversary and strengthens your loved one's path back to peace. You have not labored in vain. I am faithful, and I will bring forth victory. Therefore, take heart, my child. Recognize the unseen conflict, but do not be afraid of it. You are not alone. I fight beside you, and the outcome is assured not by your might, but by my Spirit. What has begun in hidden places will, in time, shine openly for all to see. My beloved child, having shown you the reality of the unseen conflict, I now summon you to step fully into your role as a spiritual protector. Do not underestimate the weight of this calling. The peace of your home, the well-being of the one you cherish, and the future of those within your care are not left to chance. You are not a passive observer of what unfolds. You are an essential participant in my design. I invite you to rise, not in fear, but in faith, as one who shields, defends, and intercedes. There is someone close to you, perhaps within your own household, who bears a burden that remains invisible to most eyes. Their words may not reveal it, their actions may even conceal it, yet I see the heaviness they carry. And you, my child, have sensed it too. That inner prompting you cannot dismiss, the quiet insistence that calls you to attention. It is my Spirit within you. I am not asking you to carry every weight yourself, but to stand with me, to position yourself as a guardian through prayer, patience, and unwavering love. Do not believe the lie that your role is insignificant. A protector does not always wield loud words or grand gestures. Sometimes protection looks like silent intercession in the night, when others sleep unaware. Sometimes it is the patience to absorb sharp words without retaliating, knowing they are born not of hatred, but of hurt. Sometimes it is the firmness to declare over your home that it belongs to me, even when circumstances seem to deny it. My child, these are acts of profound strength. I remind you of this truth. Your home is not a battlefield for despair, but a dwelling I intend for peace. Yet, peace must be guarded. Just as a watchman stands at the gate, so too must you be vigilant over the atmosphere of your household. Be discerning about what influences enter, whether through people, conversations, or unseen channels. Not everything that appears harmless serves my purpose. Ask me for wisdom, and I will grant it. I will teach you to distinguish those who uplift from those who drain, those who lead toward light from those who nudge toward shadow. Do not grow weary, my child, in your watchfulness, for the adversary does not cease its attempts to sow confusion. But remember this, its efforts do not surpass my authority. When you feel its presence, do not shrink in fear. Stand firm and declare my promises. Speak life into the air of your home. Proclaim that love will reign where bitterness tries to grow, that unity will rise where division seeks foothold, that my peace will cover every room. These are not empty words. They carry power when spoken in faith. Perhaps you recall moments when harsh words pierced your heart, or when silence settled so heavily it felt like a wall between you and the one you love. These wounds linger, and I know the pain they cause. But do not allow them to harden your heart. You are called to stand as a healer, not a mirror of hurt. Protection means refusing to let offense take root. It means laying aside pride and resentment so that your spirit remains open for me to flow through. Forgiveness, though difficult, is one of the strongest shields you can raise. It disarms the adversary and clears the way for my presence. My beloved child, remember how I have led you through impossible trials before. Recall the moments when you believed all was lost, yet you emerged stronger, preserved by my unseen hand. The same strength is now active in you. You are not unprepared for this task. I have been shaping you through every season, equipping you for this very role. You may feel inadequate, but inadequacy is only the soil where my sufficiency grows. Your loved one's struggle may look overwhelming, but it is not beyond my reach. They may be swayed by companions who lead them astray, by grief they hide, or by desires that blur their judgment. But know this, I am greater than every influence. I see into their hidden places, and I am already at work there. Your prayers and actions create openings for me to move more freely. When you stand in faith, you create a covering around them that resists the forces pulling them away. Be encouraged, my child, for you are never alone in this. I am with you as you stand guard, even when you feel unseen. When no one acknowledges the weight you carry, I see it all. I honor your faithfulness. Every petition you make, every act of quiet love, every moment you choose patience over frustration, these are not small. They are the very weapons by which peace is preserved and restoration advanced. I ask you now, do not relinquish your expectation. Even when outward circumstances seem unchanged, continue to believe for the person you love, for I have not relinquished mine. My design for them remains firm. I have called you to align with that design, to guard their journey, to intercede when their own strength fails. This is not a burden you carry alone, but a partnership with me. Lift your eyes, my child. See that the adversary sought to plant hopelessness in your heart through these struggles. It hoped you would surrender, believing all was lost. Yet here you are, still standing, still praying, still seeking me. That persistence is a powerful declaration against darkness. Every tear you shed, every weary prayer you whispered in secret, has been a defense stronger than you know. And now I am aligning all elements for victory. Your faith is part of this design. Your steadfastness creates pathways for my presence. Together we are mending what is broken, rebuilding what has been torn down, and shielding what is precious. My beloved, do not doubt the weight of your role. You are more than one who endures. You are a protector, a defender, a guardian of peace in your home. Rise in this identity. Stand resolute in prayer. Guard your heart with forgiveness. Cover your loved one with compassion. Declare my promises boldly, for I am with you, and together we will triumph. My beloved child, having called you to stand as a spiritual protector, I now lead you into the steps of surrender and action. For while I am the one who accomplishes restoration, you also have a part in this design. Do not mistake your role as small or without significance. Every choice you make, to release, to forgive, to act in love, becomes a key that unlocks what once seemed sealed. This path is not about striving in your own strength, but about yielding your burdens to me while allowing my spirit to guide your deeds. You have tried before, haven't you, to control every outcome? You have spoken words carefully, planned strategies to fix what felt broken, only to discover your strength ran out and your efforts seemed fruitless. My child, I do not blame you for this. Your desire sprang from love. Yet understand, not every struggle can be resolved by human effort. The heart of another is not within your control. What lies wounded cannot be healed by your hands alone. This is why surrender is essential. Entrust that person fully into my keeping, for I alone see their hidden wounds, their unspoken grief, their unshared fears. Surrender, however, is not the same as passivity. To surrender is to place the weight into my hands while remaining attentive to what I ask of you. Sometimes it means letting go of past hurts that you have held tightly, releasing bitterness that silently builds walls between you. Sometimes it means approaching the situation with gentleness rather than defensiveness, choosing understanding over judgment. Sometimes it means bowing in prayer with a depth and persistence unlike any season before. In each case, your surrendered heart creates space for my presence to move freely. You have carried hurts, haven't you? Words spoken in haste, decisions that cut deep, silences that felt like rejection. These wounds tempt you to hold on to resentment, believing it keeps you safe. But my child, resentment is a chain, not a shield. It binds your heart and blocks the flow of my love through you. Release it. Not because the pain was small, but because forgiveness is the greater path. When you forgive, you do not excuse the wrong, but you free both yourself and the other from the hold of bitterness. In that release, my spirit can work unhindered. Action, too, has its place. I do not call you to sit idle, waiting for change to arrive without your involvement. I call you to embody my love in tangible ways. Show kindness through your words, even when the atmosphere is tense. Offer practical care even when your heart feels weary. Create space for honest conversation, not with harsh judgment but with gentle patience. And when you falter, return quickly to me. I will replenish your strength. Do not dismiss the power of simple deeds. A patient response in the face of irritation, a gentle word where sharpness might have prevailed, a quiet act of service when resentment tempted you to withdraw. These become channels through which my presence flows. The adversary cannot withstand the consistent power of love in action. Every time you choose kindness over anger, patience over frustration, hope over despair, you weaken its grip. My child, surrender also means releasing outcomes. You may not see immediate results from your efforts. You may not witness quick transformation in the one you love. Do not let this discourage you. What you sow in faith today bears fruit in time. Just as seeds rest unseen in the soil before breaking through, so too will your prayers, your actions, your forgiveness bear results that are not yet visible. Trust the process. I am at work even when all appears unchanged. Remember also to surrender your self-reliance. You often believe you must be strong for everyone, carrying every weight, holding every piece together. But I remind you, your strength has limits, mine does not. Lay down the burden of self-sufficiency. Rest in me. Allow me to uphold you. Let your weakness become the place where my power shines. You do not need to prove yourself capable. You need only to remain willing. When you pray, shift your language from desperate pleas to declarations of faith. Do not only ask for conditions to change, proclaim that I am already working. Give thanks for what I am bringing forth, even before you see it. Gratitude is a force that opens doors, that shifts atmospheres, that anchors your heart in trust. Speak of my promises as though they are already fulfilled, for in my design, they surely are. And as you walk this path, do not neglect your own healing. I see the exhaustion in your spirit, the nights of restless worry, the moments you tried to hold everything alone. My child, allow me to minister to you as well. I renew your confidence, your firmness of purpose, your courage. Do not pour out endlessly without receiving from me. Rest in my presence. Let my spirit refresh you, for a protector who neglects their own renewal cannot stand long. This season requires balance. Surrender paired with action. Trust paired with obedience. Rest paired with vigilance. Too much striving, and you will burn out. Too much passivity, and opportunities will pass by. Walk closely with me, listening for my direction. I will guide you step by step. Sometimes the action will be a prayer spoken in secret. Sometimes it will be a conversation begun with tenderness. Sometimes it will be silence, chosen wisely. You need not guess, I will show you. Above all, my beloved child, let love lead you. Not love as fleeting emotion, but love as steadfast choice. Love that forgives. Love that endures. Love that believes in hope even when evidence seems lacking. Love that reflects my heart. This love is your greatest weapon, your strongest protection, your clearest testimony. So release your grip on pride, resentment, and doubt. Surrender what is too heavy. Act in love where I prompt you. Trust that I am orchestrating what lies beyond your reach. Together, we will see restoration take root. What feels impossible will bend to possibility. What seems broken beyond repair will find renewal. My child, this is your step. Surrender and act. Not in fear, not in striving, but in faith and in trust. Place your burdens in my hands. Embody my love in your deeds. And watch as I bring forth what you could never accomplish alone. My beloved child, you have learned the steps of surrender and action. And now I call you to recognize the seeds of transformation already being planted. Much of what I do begins quietly, almost imperceptibly, like a small seed buried beneath the soil. It does not break through the surface in an instant. It rests unseen, hidden in darkness, watered by prayer, nurtured by love, and warmed by trust. Though you may not yet see the fruit, I assure you, growth is happening. My child, never confuse invisibility with inactivity. You may recall times when you prayed fervently, only to feel nothing shift. You whispered, "Why does it seem as though my words vanish?" But every sincere petition was received. Each one became like a seed cast into fertile ground. Some take longer to sprout, yet none are lost. Even now, I am causing roots to take hold in your loved one's heart, roots that will one day bear visible transformation. Consider how rivers carve through rock, not by one sudden strike, but by persistence, flow upon flow, day after day. Your prayers, your acts of love, your steady endurance are like that river. They may seem small at any one moment, but together they create shifts that nothing can resist. Do not grow weary, my child, in doing good, for at the appointed time you will reap what has been sown if you do not give up. Transformation rarely begins with great displays. More often, it starts in whispers, a softened tone when once sharpness prevailed, a moment of unexpected openness, a silence that feels less like distance and more like reflection. Pay attention to these subtle changes. They are signals of my work. They may seem fragile at first, but they are real. Celebrate them. Nurture them with continued patience and prayer. The adversary will attempt to blind you to these small beginnings, urging you to dismiss them as meaningless. It wants you to believe that unless everything changes at once, nothing is changing at all. Resist this lie. I delight in beginnings, no matter how small. I see the first turn of a heart, the slightest yielding of will, the quiet longing for peace, and I call it precious. Even a flicker of change is proof that my hand is at work. You may think your words of encouragement are wasted, that your acts of care go unnoticed, that your prayers echo into silence. Yet these quiet offerings carry immense weight in the unseen realm. A single act of love has the power to disarm bitterness. A single prayer can open doors no human hand could touch. A single moment of forgiveness can unravel knots tied for years. Do not underestimate what you sow in faith. My child, remember this too. Transformation often begins within you as well. I do not only shape your loved one, I shape you. Every moment you choose patience over frustration. Every time you surrender control instead of clinging tightly, every prayer you lift instead of despairing, I am refining your heart. You are becoming a clearer vessel for my presence. The changes I accomplish through you prepare the soil for the greater changes I will bring in them. Do not despise the process. Seeds need time to break open, to push through soil, to reach for light. Roots must form deep before branches can grow strong. Likewise, your loved one's journey requires time. Trust that I am working in places you cannot see. When discouragement tempts you to believe nothing is happening, recall this truth. I am faithful. I never plant without intention. What I begin, I bring to completion. Speak life, my child. Let your words reflect what I am doing, not what you fear. Speak of healing even when wounds seem fresh. Speak of peace even when conflict lingers. Speak of hope even when circumstances appear bleak. Your words, like seeds, carry power. They shape the atmosphere around you. They water the ground of faith. They prepare a path for what is to come. Be mindful also of the influences surrounding your loved one. Just as good seed requires protection from weeds, so too does their spirit require shielding from voices that would lead them astray. Ask me for discernment, and I will grant it. I will help you recognize who builds and who tears down, who encourages and who misleads. With my wisdom, you will know how to pray specifically, declaring that harmful influences be removed and that life-giving ones take their place. Do not forget, my child, that even now I am aligning people, circumstances, and moments that will become part of this transformation. Some you will recognize, others will remain unseen. Trust me, I am weaving everything with precision. Nothing is wasted. Even pain, even silence, even delays serve a purpose. All are being used to bring about renewal. Your role is to remain faithful in the waiting. Water the ground with prayer. Guard the soil with forgiveness. Shine the light of love even in the darkest hours. These steady acts may feel small, but they are the very environment in which transformation flourishes. My child, this is not wasted effort. Every unseen act builds toward the day when what is hidden will break forth. Lift your eyes, my beloved one. Do not focus only on what has not yet changed. Look for the quiet movements, the subtle signs, the softening you may have overlooked. These are seeds of transformation, and just as surely as a tree grows from a seed, restoration will emerge from what I have planted. So remain steadfast, continue to sow, continue to trust, for the work I began in secret will one day be revealed in fullness, and you will marvel at what grew from the seeds you nurtured in faith. My beloved child, having shown you the seeds of transformation, I now speak to you about endurance through waiting. This is the part of the journey that tests your heart most deeply, for waiting stretches your faith and wears upon your strength. Time can feel heavy, and the silence can seem endless. You may look around and wonder, why is nothing happening? Why do I pray and still see no change? But my child, what appears like stillness is not absence. It is preparation. It is the slow weaving of threads into a pattern you do not yet perceive. I know your heart grows weary. I see the long nights when you replay conversations, the mornings when hope feels distant, the days when the burden seems heavier than you can carry. Do not think that I am unaware of your exhaustion. I am near in every sigh, every tear, every whispered question. I hold you steady when you feel yourself faltering. Even when you feel as though you stand alone, I am beside you, closer than your very breath. Waiting is not punishment. Waiting is the soil where trust deepens. If I gave you immediate answers every time you prayed, your faith would not grow. You would see only outcomes, not the unseen work of my hand. But in the waiting, you learn to lean on me, to rest in me, to trust that I move even when your eyes cannot see. This is where your roots grow deep, anchoring you for the storms that life will bring. Do not measure my timing by your own clock. Hours, days, even years may pass, but my timing is exact. I am never late. Each moment is held in my sovereign hand. What you perceive as delay is often the shaping of circumstances, so that when the answer comes, it endures. I do not build with haste, I build with permanence. Trust that what I prepare will not crumble. The adversary will try to use this season of waiting to plant despair. It will whisper that nothing will change, that your prayers are wasted, that your loved one is too far gone. These lies are designed to erode your endurance. Resist them. Counter them with truth. Declare that I am faithful, that I hear every prayer, that no one is beyond my reach. Let your faith speak louder than your fears. Consider how many times in your own life you believed a situation was hopeless, only to look back later and see how I was working all along. Remember the doors I opened when you thought all was closed. Recall the peace I gave you when sorrow pressed too hard. Did I not prove faithful then? Will I not prove faithful now? Let remembrance become your anchor in the present. My child, endurance is not about gritting your teeth and holding on until you collapse. Endurance is about leaning into me, allowing my strength to sustain you. When your patience wears thin, I will renew it. When your hope wavers, I will lift it. When your courage falters, I will restore it. You are not called to endure alone. You are called to endure with me. Use this waiting not as wasted time, but as holy time. Let it become a season where you deepen your prayers, where you sharpen your discernment, where you strengthen your heart in love. For when the answer comes, you will be ready, not weary and broken, but prepared to receive and to nurture the restoration I bring. Guard against resentment in this season. It tempts you to believe that delay is injustice, that others receive quickly while you are overlooked. My beloved, I have not overlooked you. I see every detail of your journey. The timing is not punishment, but protection. I withhold what is not yet ready, for premature answers do not endure. What I bring forth will come at the right moment, and when it does, it will be more complete than you could have asked. While you wait, continue to speak with me. Do not only plead for change, but thank me for what I am already doing. Gratitude is a shield against despair. When you give thanks, even in the waiting, you align your heart with my perspective. You begin to see not only what is missing, but what is present. My love, my presence, my promises. Waiting also teaches you to see small signs. A softened glance, a gentler word, a brief openness where once there was resistance. These are glimpses of the work unfolding. Do not dismiss them, celebrate them. They are evidence that change is in motion, though not yet complete. These glimpses are encouragements I send to strengthen your endurance. My child, never believe that time erases my promises. What I spoke remains true regardless of delay. I do not forget, I do not abandon. I am faithful to finish what I begin. Let this assurance steady you when days feel long. When hope trembles, remind yourself, the one who promised is faithful. So endure with patience, endure with trust, endure with love that refuses to let go. Not because you are strong, but because I strengthen you. Not because you control the outcome, but because I hold it. Endurance is the bridge between sowing and reaping, between prayer and answer, between promise and fulfillment. Walk across that bridge with me step by step, and you will see what I have prepared. My beloved child, do not despise the waiting. Within it, I am shaping you. Within it, I am protecting your loved one. Within it, I am preparing a harvest greater than you expect. Hold fast, remain steadfast, trust my timing. The day will come and what you hoped for will stand before you, not as a distant dream, but as a living reality. My beloved child, having called you to endure through waiting, I now invite you into a deeper way of living, as a vessel of love. This is not merely about praying in silence, though that remains vital. It is about allowing my spirit to shape your every word, every action, every presence, so that you become a living reflection of my heart to the one you cherish. Love is not only what you feel, it is what you choose. And in this season, your choice to embody love will carry power beyond anything you imagine. You have seen how easily words can wound. A single sentence, spoken sharply, can build walls that take weeks to bring down. But you have also seen how words filled with gentleness can disarm anger, calm tension, and open doors once closed. Be intentional, my child, with your speech. Let your words be slow, thoughtful, and seasoned with grace. Even when your own heart aches, speak in ways that uplift rather than tear down. Each word becomes a seed. Plant words that build hope, not despair. Do not underestimate the power of your presence. Sometimes the most transformative act is not what you say, but what you embody. A calm presence in a storm, a listening ear without judgment, a quiet willingness to sit in silence. These are expressions of love, as real as any spoken prayer. When your loved one feels misunderstood by the world, your steady presence becomes a reminder that they are not alone. My spirit works through these quiet offerings, reaching places where arguments or explanations could never enter. Oh, love also requires discernment. Not every action is helpful. Sometimes love means stepping back, giving space, allowing me to move without interference. Other times, love calls you to lean in, to offer encouragement, to extend patience where frustration might seem easier. Ask me daily for wisdom. I will guide you in knowing when to speak and when to remain silent, when to act and when to wait. With discernment, your love will not be wasted, but will meet your loved one exactly where it is needed. There will be moments when love feels costly. Perhaps you will need to set aside pride to offer forgiveness once again. Perhaps you will need to release the need to always be right. Perhaps you will need to extend kindness when your own heart longs for retreat. Remember, my child, love is not weakness. Love is strength. The adversary cannot withstand it, for love is my very nature. Each time you choose love over bitterness, you push back against the darkness that seeks to divide. You may believe at times that your small acts go unnoticed, but nothing offered in love is ever wasted. A gentle word may echo long after it is spoken. A simple kindness may soften a heart more than you know. A forgiving spirit may break chains that years of conflict have built. Trust that I am using your consistent love as a tool of restoration. What feels insignificant to you becomes powerful in my hands. Living as a vessel of love also means protecting your own heart from cynicism. Disappointment tempts you to grow cold, to withdraw, to stop trying. But if you allow cynicism to take root, your love will falter. Guard yourself against this. Remain close to me, for I am your source of renewal. Each time you feel depleted, come to me, and I will fill you again. My love for you is inexhaustible, and from its overflow you will continue to pour into others. Love does not mean ignoring boundaries. True love respects truth and does not enable what harms. This is why discernment is essential. There may be times when firmness is required, times when silence speaks louder than words, times when stepping back opens the door for reflection. I will guide you, my child. Do not carry the burden of figuring it out alone. Seek my counsel, and I will show you the balance between compassion and wisdom. Consider how I have loved you, steadfast even when you faltered, patient when you resisted, gentle when you were wounded, faithful when you doubted. That same love now flows through you. You do not have to manufacture it. You only need to remain open to it. Let my love fill you daily so that it may overflow into your home. The more you rely on me, the more your life will radiate the compassion, patience, and endurance that your loved one so deeply needs. My child, you may think, what difference can I make by myself? Hear me clearly. Through you, I can touch the heart of another. Your actions, guided by my spirit, carry eternal weight. You are not just a person living day to day. You are a vessel chosen to reflect my love. Each time you forgive, you reveal my mercy. Each time you comfort, you reveal my compassion. Each time you endure with hope, you reveal my faithfulness. You become a living testimony, not by striving, but by allowing me to shine through you. So live intentionally, my beloved. Let your love be steady, not swayed by moods or circumstances. Let it be tangible, shown in words, in actions, in patience, in forgiveness. Let it be discerning, guided by wisdom, not impulse. And let it be enduring, refusing to withdraw even when the journey feels long. In embodying this love, you create an environment where healing can take root. You disarm fear, you silence lies, you invite peace. Your home becomes a place where my presence dwells, where the adversary loses its grip, where restoration is nurtured. This is your role, my child, not to carry every burden, but to be a channel of my love, steadfast and true. And remember always, you are not asked to do this alone. I am with you. I am the source of your patience, the wellspring of your kindness, the strength of your endurance. Lean on me, and my love will continue to flow through you, reaching not only your loved one, but all who encounter you. Together, we will mend what is broken and awaken what has been asleep, my beloved child. Now that you have walked through unease, awakening, conflict, protection, surrender, transformation, endurance, and love, I lead you into the promise of restoration. For all that has been spoken to you is not meant to leave you burdened with endless striving, but to assure you that I am bringing forth renewal within your loved one, within your home, and within your very heart. Nothing that has weighed upon you has been overlooked. Nothing you have prayed has been forgotten. Nothing you have endured has been wasted. You have wondered if change is possible. You have looked at the patterns of your loved one and thought, perhaps this is simply who they are now. You have questioned whether reconciliation could ever reach the places where distance and silence have grown thick. But hear me clearly. I am the one who makes all things new. What seems hardened beyond repair, I can soften. What seems broken beyond mending, I can restore. What appears lost, I can redeem. The adversary has worked hard to plant despair in your spirit, to convince you that your prayers are futile and your devotion meaningless. Yet every act of faith has been a seed of defense against that darkness. Every tear you shed has watered the soil for breakthrough. Every whisper of hope has been heard in my courts. You may not see all the ways these offerings have worked, but I assure you, they are powerfully unseen. They have built a shield around your home, one that has kept destruction at bay and prepared the way for restoration to emerge. I know, my child, that you have felt alone in this struggle. At times you believed no one truly understood the weight you carried. At times you thought even I was far silent, unresponsive. Yet I have been closer than you realized, upholding you when your own strength failed, guiding you when confusion clouded your vision, keeping you when despair nearly overtook you. I have never left your side. And now, as restoration unfolds, you will see how every moment, even the painful ones, was woven into my design. Restoration, however, is not always sudden. It is often gradual, like dawn breaking after a long night. At first, the changes may seem small. A softened expression, a gentler tone, a willingness to listen where before there was resistance. Do not dismiss these beginnings. Celebrate them, for they are signs of my hand at work. Trust that what starts small will grow. My child, I am faithful to finish what I begin. You may ask, but what if setbacks come? What if progress slips away? Know this truth. Restoration is not fragile. It is not easily undone. Once I set my hand to heal, no power can prevent its fulfillment. There may be moments when old patterns resurface, but do not lose heart. Each step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Even when it feels as though you have taken 2 steps back, I am still at work, using every moment to strengthen and to refine. Your role now is to remain steadfast in faith, to nurture the restoration with patience and love. Continue to speak life. Continue to pray with gratitude. Continue to act with kindness. Do not grow weary, for your steady faith creates the environment in which full healing can flourish. You are not responsible to complete the work, that is mine, but you are called to create space for my presence, to align your actions with my purpose, to trust that I am bringing everything together. Consider, my child, how I see your loved one. I do not see them only in their struggles, in their missteps, in their wounds. I see the fullness of who I created them to be, their potential, their purpose, their true essence. I see the path I prepared for them, a path filled with peace, joy, and strength, and I have not abandoned that vision. I call you to see them with my eyes, to look beyond their faults and into their true identity. When you see them this way, you join me in speaking life into their future. Restoration also means healing for you. For too long, you have carried weight not meant for your shoulders. Too long, you have replayed hurts, blamed yourself, or doubted your worth. Let me assure you, you are not overlooked. You are not failing. You are not unloved. I honor your faithfulness. I cherish your devotion. I delight in your persistence. My restoration includes your spirit, renewing your strength, healing your wounds, refreshing your hope. I restore not only your loved one, but you. My beloved, hold fast to this promise. Your home belongs to me. No matter what has tried to disrupt it, no matter what has sought to divide it, my purpose prevails. You may see only fragments now, but I see the whole picture. And in time you will see it too. A household restored, relationships mended, peace reigning where strife once lingered. Lift your eyes beyond the present. Envision the day when the one you love stands whole, free from the chains that once bound them, healed from the wounds that once defined them, living in the fullness I designed. This is not wishful thinking. It is my promise. I do not abandon my designs. I do not fail in my purposes. I will bring it to pass. So rise each day, my child, with confidence. Declare my promises over your home. Walk in love even when it feels costly. Pray with gratitude, not just request. Stand firm, knowing that restoration is not only possible but certain. Do not let despair have the final word. My word is final, and my word declares victory. My beloved child, you do not walk this journey alone. I am with you, my spirit surrounds you, my love sustains you, my strength upholds you, and together we will see restoration, complete, enduring, unshakable. What began unseen will soon be visible. What felt lost will be found. What seemed broken will be made whole. Trust this, for it is my promise, and I never fail.